Welcome back to the Journalistic Revolution for part 6, and we'll be talking about, we'll be doing a little recap on Paul Festival based on some videos that came out through wearechange.org. Thank you, Luke, and, well, the guy who shot the video, I can't remember his name, but Luke, for me, is like the guy. I mean, he's like, to me, he is wearechange.org, even though it's not entirely true, but he's the one that I watch the most videos of. But we're going to talk about this. You know a little bit more about it. I mean, I saw the video what is too, but you've done a little bit more research. So what exactly happened?
Well, in our first episode ever, we talked about the Paul Fest, and we discussed an email that Peter Schiff got from Jesse Benton calling us the fringe element. Here's that video.
This is all I know though. This is what, looking back at my old text, this is all I think this is what I got from Jesse. You might want to reconsider Paul Fest. The thing is bad news. Why aren't you guys involved? I wrote it. Bad people organizing a big fringe element. You're hoping the event goes away. That's last I heard.
Yeah, I mean, we got a bad round.
Now,
the fringe element, would that include people like Wayne Paul, Ron Paul's brother?
Yep, he's fringe, you know, because gold standard. And
Chuck Baldwin,
Baldwin,
Constitution presidential.
Yeah, he's fringe because, you know, he believes in God. And then, you know, and don't forget Peter Schiff himself, Tom Woods, big fringe element.
Yeah, all these fringe speakers and performers that came to speak and spread this message.
Which is funny because in the beginning of the campaign we were grassroots, not fringe. So anyway, he gives that tells Deborah Romanet that text message, and then we all know that Jesse Benton retired or stepped down from Campaign for Liberty, and We Are Change got in front of John Tate and decided him to ask about the text message. Here's the video from We Are Change.
Mr. Tate.
Yes, sir.
There was an article today in the Daily Paul. They were talking about Jesse Benton saying that he was fired from C4L.
He was not. No, he was not.
He was not fired from C4L. He did resign. Would you care to talk about the disconnect that some people have expressed at a grassroots level with the campaign? Some people have said there was, I'm specifically referring to Jesse Benton's text message that was sent to Peter Schiff that
I don't
was
know
shared with the Paul organizers.
I don't know anything about that.
Would you care to comment on this flyer that was given to your volunteers?
Don't know anything about that.
No?
Nope.
Or they were going to have Adam Kokesh arrested?
Don't know anything about it.
Thank you for your time.
Now, I'm not coming to any conclusions about what he knows or what has happened. But, John, you look guilty, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime you run from a camera, now, I mean, if you're running from, you know, something else, like a dog, rabid dog, then yeah, run! But a camera is harmless, man, unless you have something to hide.
Yeah, it just, I'm not going to try and speculate on, you know, what he knows. But when someone asks you a question about a campaign and decisions that are made, which you are one of the leaders in, then how do you not know? And if you don't know, then that means that you disavow what was done, that you don't think Jesse Benton should have sent that text message, and because you didn't know about it. So if this is news to you, why aren't you shocked? Or even the pictures of Adam Kokesh, you know, being banned and threatened to be arrested if he showed up at the rallies. How could you not know about that? It just doesn't make any sense, and you seem very guilty. And I would, if you really want people to still support Campaign for Liberty, Mr. Tate, then I think that you need to come out and say something about it. Something, anything.
Yeah.
I don't care if you come out going, I knew nothing about it. We got, he resigned, so problem resolved. We're letting it go. Adam, we'll see you at the next C4L. I mean,
you know,
anything.
Yeah, but to just flat out run from the camera, claiming you don't know anything about it when you're in charge. I mean, I've been building houses and in construction, and I've been in supervisory mode. If I told my boss or the homeowners who were buying the house that I didn't know about something and something went wrong, I would be fired. You can't just skirt your responsibilities because it's a camera and you want to run from it. You either answer the question, even if you stopped to poignantly answer the question, and even still said, you know, I'm not 100% sure. I heard about something like that. You know, you still may be lying, but you don't look as guilty.
Yeah, it's just silly, and it goes back to talking about how movements keep getting co-opted by power elites. And you know, you had the Tea Party movement. It started off great. Ron Paul was basically the father of the Tea Party movement, and then you know, 5 years later, they're supporting people like Paul Ryan.
The Tea Party darling.
The Tea Party darling.
Who does not speak for anything the Tea Party stood for.
And you know, and then the Wall Street movement. It started off strong. They had good ideas. Corporations involved in government. It's no good, you know. But then next thing you know, it became this monster where nobody knew what the direction was, and their solution to there's too much corporation in government was more government, and that just didn't make any sense to me. And then the Paul movement, the revolution movement, if you will, the Levolution movement, was co-opted by neocons in high power around Ron Paul and separated themselves from the grassroots movement.
Republicans.
It saddens me that it happens, but it happens, and people need to realize that. They need to go, oh, we're going to get co-opted, so we should probably look out for that. And when it does happen, don't support the people who co-opted the dang movement. You know, like stop it.
I want to add because another video came up where We Are Change confronted Jack Hunter. And it was about his article that he wrote about the conspiracy theorists making the movement look bad. The Ron Paul revolution is made up of conspiracy theorists. Even from the smallest conspiracy theories that government is spending money and government is doing wrong. Those are conspiracy theories. And conspiracy theories is a legal term. And to assume that when rich, powerful people get together where nobody else is allowed and possibly are conspiring to do things, yeah, that's a conspiracy. And that's a legal term, Jack. I would expect someone as smart as you to understand that. So, and then in that same video, you have security, because you didn't like being asked the question, you had security come. And now this is free press, folks. This is We Are Change being sicked on by security from Jack Hunter. Now, I love your speeches, Jack, and I really like what you speak about. But don't what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
Don't push aside the movement, a portion of the movement, just because you happen to disagree with them, and then claim they're making you look bad. Especially on video where they're going to be watching it, because that only makes you look bad.
I didn't see the video. No, I didn't see the damn video. You didn't tell me we were doing it.
I just thought of it. And I wanted to I'll show you the video afterwards.
All I got to say is it seems very counterintuitive for someone who's supposed to be a libertarian-minded person to say that somebody else's opinion needs to be stifled because it makes their opinions look worse.
Yeah, Jack.
That is the only thing I can say on it. I haven't seen the video, but if he's describing it accurately, it doesn't make any sense for anybody to go, well, you can't talk about that. You can't have an opinion on that because it makes our opinions look bad. That censorship, that's nothing to do with the libertarian movement. That's not freedom. That's, again, saying I'm better and smarter than you, so you need to keep your mouth shut.
Yeah. That doesn't speak well for the liberty movement on your behalf, Jack. And, maybe you want to... Hey, I hope that someday you pick up this video and you watch it, and you can come on our show. I'd be more than happy to interview myself. We can talk about the Bilderberg. I
just wanted to add that I don't buy into any actual conspiracy theory. I look at facts, and then I base my opinion and my actions off of those facts. I do not try to theorize about what Bilderberg decides. I do not try to theorize what happened on 9/11. I do not try and theorize on the world economic structure of globalism. What I do is I look at what facts we know of, like, for instance, with Bilderberg, they exist, and they're made up of some of the richest people in the world. And then you can base your opinions off of that fact. Then with 9/11, the official story is BS. Not to say that terrorists weren't involved, not to say that the government did it. The fact is we don't know, because they're just saying, we worked this hard at trying to figure it out, and that's all we could come up with. And then as for the globalization of the world, the New World Order, there are laws and people in power pushing towards one world currency, pushing towards a globalist society, and those are facts. These laws are out there. NAFTA, these treaties that happen with the UN that are supposed to be all-encompassing, like the UN Small Arms Treaty and stuff like that. These are facts. So do I try to theorize why? Is it because they're evil? Is it because they want to get rich? Is it because they really want a betterment of the human society as a whole? I don't try to theorize that. All I know is that I am ideologically against a one world government, because as many as we have now, and none of them has it perfected, and only having one option is just bad. But I'm against it ideologically. I'm against lying or covering up any major tragedy for the real reasons that it happened. And I'm ideologically against trying to just say, well, it's a theory, so therefore you're not allowed to have an opinion on it. And I just wanted to say that as far as conspiracy theories go. So go ahead and introduce them.
Now stay tuned for part 7 when we come back, and I'll be giving a small, it won't be too long, maybe 5 minutes. It's just a small economics lesson based on taxing the rich, and how, in part 7, and how it's not for the betterment of society, believe it or not.
So I'm saying, peace out, sayonara, see you